Hello friends, 11th Science Biology Part 2nd, Chapter name Animal Tissue. Last lecture we are started muscular tissue. Three types of muscular tissue: skeletal, voluntary, also called as a striated muscle. Second, smooth muscle, involuntary muscle. Another name is non-striated muscle. Third, cardiac muscle and heart muscle, also known. We are completed first topic, skeletal muscle. Today's topic is smooth or non-striated muscle. Location of smooth or non-striated muscle is: these are found in the walls of visceral organ and blood vessels. Structure: these muscles are present in form of sheath layer. Each muscle shapes spindle or fusiform. The fiber are unbranched, having single nucleus at the center, tapering end. Sarcoplasm shows myofibril possessing contractile protein, actin and myosin. Less myosin or more actin is compared to skeletal muscle. Without striation, hence called as a non-striated muscle. Undergo slow and sustained involuntary contraction. The another name of this muscle is involuntary. The activity of control this muscle is not controlled by our will, hence called as a involuntary muscles. They are not controlled in our will, they are controlled by autonomous nervous system. They may be arranged lengthwise, longitudinal muscle, all around circumference of any organ. Concentrate on again figure. The outer layer is called as a plasma membrane. Myofibrils are present inside threads like single nucleus present at the center of the cell. The end of cell is tapering. Sarcoplasm is a cell fluid or is a cytoplasm of cell, is called as a sarcoplasm, and outer covering is bounded by a sarcolemma. These are smooth muscles. So what is the function of smooth muscle? In the visceral organ, inside inner lining made up of smooth muscle, the function of this muscle to create peristaltic movement in digestive tract. Peristaltic movement means to forward the food particle through peristaltic movement past digestive tract. These are function of smooth or non-striated muscle, or also called as a involuntary muscles. Now next type of muscles, cardiac muscles or heart muscles. Cardiac muscle from myocardium of the heart wall. The heart wall is made up of cardiac muscles, is a location of cardiac muscles or cardiac tissue. Muscles heart wall is bounded. Structure: muscles of these tissue shows characters of both striated and non-striated fibers. Sarcolemma is not distinct. Hence, uninucleate muscle fibers appear to be multinucleate. Adjacent muscle fibers join together to give branch appearance to this tissue. Points of adhesion of muscles fiber are formed by transverse thickening of sarcolemma called intercalated disc. This junction at place allow cardiac muscles to contract as a unit. It helps in quick transfer stimulus. The cardiac muscle are striated involuntary muscles. The control of this muscle is not controlled in our will, hence called as a involuntary muscles. The activity of heart or pumping is not controlled in our will, hence called as a involuntary muscles. Some mammalian cardiac muscle are modified, are capable of generating impulse on their own. Hence mammalian heart is myogenic heart. Rhythmic contraction and relaxation take place its own energy, hence called as a myogenic heart. In some animals, cardiac muscle need neural stimulus to initiate the contraction. Such heart is called as a myogenic heart. Function: contraction and relaxation are responsible movement of heart. The blood is circulated through the body. Contraction: to contract and relax is responsible with the help of cardiac muscle. These are important movement of heart. The blood is circulated through body with the help of contraction and relaxation is the function of cardiac muscles, also called as heart muscles. We are studying three types of muscular tissue: skeletal muscle, smooth muscle and cardiac muscle. The next type of tissue is nervous tissue. We are completed epithelial, connective and muscular tissue. We are studied last part of tissue, nervous tissue. Nerve cells or neurons and neuroglia from nervous tissue. Neuron is a structural and functional unit of nervous system. It generates and conducts nerve impulse. Neuroglial cells, non-nervous supporting cell in the interneural space, capable regeneration and division. Neurons lack of centrioles and hence cannot regenerate. Intercellular matrix is absent in neural tissue. Neuron is an impulse generating and impulse conducting unit. They bring about quick communication within a body. Nervous tissue have capacity, excitability and conductivity. Excitability, ability to change action potential of their membrane when any external stimulus is received is called excitability. Excitation, the term excitation, the understanding of external stimulus as well as internal stimulus with the help of activity. Excitability, the receiving of stimulus is called excitability, the stimulus internal as well as external. Then conductivity, ability to carry a wave of electric impulse from dendron to axon is conductivity. Conductivity means is a ability of conduction wave of electric impulse from dendron to axon, its conductivity. to conduct a stimulus. Structure of multipolar neuron. Cyton or cell body. A neuron is made up of cyton or cell body. It contains granular cytoplasm called neuroplasm and centrally placed nucleus. Neuroplasm contains mitochondria, Golgi complex, rough endoplasmic reticulum, and Nissel's granules made up of RNA. Gives out two processes, dendron and axon. Dendron. Short branch process dendrites are its fine branches. They are carry impulse towards cyton. Concentrate the figure. These are multipolar structure of neuron. The cell body, also called as a cyton. In the cyton, this cell contains granular cytoplasm or also called neuroplasm. Here the cell fluid is called as a neuroplasm. Centrally placed nucleus. In the neuroplasm contain mitochondria, Golgi complex, cell organelles, rough endoplasmic reticulum, Nissel granules which are made up of RNA. It gives two processes, dendron and axon. Dendron, short branch process. Dendrites are its fine branches. They carry impulse towards cyton. What is the function of dendrons? The dendrons carry impulse towards the cyton. Then axon. See middle axon. Single elongated cylindrical process bounded by axolemma. Axolemma is its protoplasm. It contains large number of mitochondria and neurofibrils. Myelin means fatty sheath enclosed axon. Neurilemma. Outer covering of myelin sheath is called neurilemma. Outer covering is called as a neurilemma. Schwann cells. Myelin sheath and neurilemma are the parts of another cell called Schwann cells. Schwann cells has peripheral nucleus. Concentrate the figure again, node of Ranvier. The place where myelin sheath is absent at the interval along the length of axon. This part is called as a node of Ranvier. The place where myelin sheath is absent at the interval along the length of axon. Telotendron. Telotendron, the terminal arborization of an axon. Concentrate the again figure. Cell body contain cell granules, Golgi complex, smooth endoplasmic reticulum, rough endoplasmic reticulum, RNA matter. Then axon, nucleus of Schwann cells. Then Schwann cells, node of Ranvier, telotendrons and neurilemma. Then dendron is carry impulse towards cyton. Axon, elongated cylindrical bounded by axolemma. Neurilemma is outer covering. Schwann cell has peripheral nucleus, node of Ranvier. telotendron is a part of multipolar neuron. The next subtopic is types of neuron. The types of neuron based on their function. Types of neuron, the criteria is based on their function. Three types of neurons based on function: afferent neuron, efferent neuron, third is interneuron or association neuron. Afferent neuron is also called as sensory neuron. It carries impulse from sense organ to central nervous system. Carry impulse from sense organ to nervous system is a function of sensory neuron, or also called as afferent neuron. It is also called sensory neuron. It is found in dorsal root of spinal cord. The position of this neuron is a dorsal root of spinal cord. Then next, efferent neuron. The another name is motor neuron. Efferent neuron, it carries impulse from central nervous system to effector organ. Carries impulse CNS to effector organ. It also called motor neuron. It is found in ventral root of spinal cord. The position of this neuron is a ventral root of spinal cord. It carries impulse CNS to effector organ, hence called as a motor neuron. The third type of neuron, interneuron or association neuron. These are located between sensory and motor neurons. These perform processing, integration of sensory impulse and generate motor impulse, found in gray matter of spinal cord. With the base of function, types of neuron, three types: afferent neuron, sensory neuron, second is efferent neuron, another name is motor neuron, and third is interneuron or called as a association neuron. Types of neuron based on presence or absence of myelin sheath. This classification of neuron, the criteria is presence or absence of myelin sheath. First type is myelinated nerve fiber. Second type is non-myelinated nerve fiber. These are criteria based on presence and absence of myelin sheath. Now first we are start myelinated nerve fiber. Presence of insulating fatty layer around the axon. Fiber appears white in color. Sheath is secreted by squamous cells. Nodes of Ranvier impulse present. Neurolemma surrounds the axon. The impulse is conducted at a faster rate. Transmission is impulse is called saltatory conduction. Myelinated means fatty sheath present outside of the neuron, hence called as a myelinated nerve fiber. This nerve fiber found in example cranial nerve system. The all cranial nerve fiber are myelinated nerve fiber. The fatty covering is called as a myelinated nerve fiber because wrapped with fat, this nerve fiber. Then non-myelinated nerve fiber, absence of myelin sheath. Squamous cells present but they do not secrete myelin sheath. Fiber are grey in color due to absence of fatty layer. In this type, no fat covering is present, not a wrap of a fatty covering around the nerve fiber. Conduction of impulse is comparatively slower than myelinated nerve fiber. We are repeat again topic this. Conduction of impulse is comparatively slower than the myelinated nerve fiber. In the myelinated nerve fiber, the conduction of impulse rate is higher, and non-myelinated nerve fiber this rate is slower. Example: nerves of autonomous nervous system. The nerves of autonomous system is called as a non-myelinated nerve fiber because absent of myelinated or fatty covering sheath around this nerve fiber, hence called as a non-myelinated nerve fiber. Next types of neuron based on the number of processes. The classification of neuron based on the number of processes. First, unipolar, also called as a monopolar neuron, bipolar neuron, and third is a multipolar neuron. First, unipolar or also called as a monopolar neuron. Single process originating from cyton. Both axon and dendron arise from cyton at one point. Only single process is capable this neuron, hence called as a unipolar or monopolar neuron is another name of this neuron. They have capable only single processes originating from cyton. Both axon and dendron arises from cyton at one point. Example: unipolar neuron conduct impulse to central nervous system, such as neurons of dorsal root ganglion of spinal cord. Central nervous system towards conduct impulse is a function of unipolar or also called as a monopolar neuron. Second type of neuron, bipolar neuron. Bi means two. It has two processes, a single dendron and an axon from opposite poles of cyton. Transmission of spatial sense, sight, smell, taste, hearing, etc. It have two processes. Example: nervous system of retina of eye, olfactory epithelium. It has capable two processes called as a bipolar neuron. Now third topic of neuron with the basis of processes is multipolar neuron. We are studying same lecture multipolar neuron. Repeat again. Cyton is a star shape give out of more than two processes. Only one axon remaining are dendron. Single axon present in the multipolar neuron. Axon initiate from a funnel shape area called axon hillock. We are studied nervous tissue, structure of multipolar neuron. Types of neuron based on their function: afferent neuron, efferent neuron, interneuron or association neuron. Afferent neuron is or also called sensory neuron. Efferent neuron also called as a motor neuron. Interneuron are also called as association neuron. Then types of neuron based on presence or absence of myelin sheath. Myelinated nerve fiber and non-myelinated nerve fiber is the two types of criteria: presence and absence of myelin sheath of neuron. Then third type of criteria classification of neuron is based on the number of processes. Unipolar or monopolar neuron for a single processes, bipolar neuron for two processes, and third multipolar neuron. These are completed nervous tissue. In the chapter animal tissue, we are completed four types of tissue: epithelial tissue, connective tissue, and muscular tissue. And this lecture we are finished. Nervous tissue is the last part of this chapter and completed this first chapter, biology part second, animal tissue. Thank you.